We begin tonight with a suspect in custody in the horrific triple homicide in Southwest Detroit. Thank you for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Mike Duffy.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. This update bringing a sigh of relief to neighbors who had been living in fear of a killer who claimed the lives of 3 men. And tonight, we are learning more about these victims.
A 72-year-old, a 66-year-old, and a 65-year-old found wrapped in towels and carpeting in a basement.
One of those victims, the owner of the home on Etzel Street where this horrific discovery was made, 66-year-old Norman Hamlin, who police say opened his home to many people. It is unclear if his killer was one of them.
7 News Detroit reporter Jeffrey Lindblom speaking with neighbors who say it's a devastating blow in a community where they try to look out for one another.
Although sources say a suspect is reportedly in custody after what's being investigated as a grisly triple homicide at this home in Detroit off of Etzel, the community remains feeling neglected and rattled.
Do you feel safe here?
No, I don't.
My ultimate concern right now is that the community heals.
Just a horrific scene.
Police say this investigation began as a missing persons report, leading investigators to Etzel Street in Southwest Detroit, where a man approached responding officers and told them that he'd been assaulted at this home just a day prior.
He was hit with a hammer in the back of his head, he believed, twice.
Police opened the door to what they describe as a brutal scene, finding 3 men, one of them the missing person that they'd been searching for, all beaten, 2 stabbed, covered in dirty clothes, and wrapped in a carpet. The victims include a man who lived in the home, 66-year-old Norman Hamlin. The other victims have been identified as 72-year-old William Barrett and 65-year-old Mark Barnett.
It's horrible.
It was not a shocker, but at the same time, it was definitely a surprise.
Joel Bond has known the man who owned the house since his childhood, who we're told served in the Marine Corps.
Norma was a very good person.
Although a good person, Bond says his friend had his share of battles.
Norman was a recovering drug addict himself.
So the gentleman that lived at that location was free to open his house to a lot of folks.
And of course, as we know, that's dangerous. You don't know who's coming into your house.
Bond says for the last half year or so, while he's been checking in on his brother with special needs across the street, his concern has been growing as he's watched more and more unfamiliar vehicles dropping by the house and suspicious people knocking at the front door.
Myself and other neighbors had the understanding that this cannot stand. This won't last. Something bad is going to happen.
Bond says he knows the surviving witness who tipped police off to be someone who lives close by and someone who spent time at the home.
He would have been friends with Norman, yes.
It's a murder. Someone should be held accountable.
It's just a tragedy as to what happened. It really is.
This remains a very active and ongoing investigation, and of course we'll keep you updated both on air and online at WXYZ.com for any follow-up information. Reporting in Detroit, I'm Jeffrey Lindblom for 7 News Detroit.